Hello everyone, hope you're all good. And so here is another overview video. Now today you're about to see my 1990s PMS 6-inch desk fan model FD6. Now this is an incredibly special 6-inch desk fan to me. It belonged to my nana and granddad. You may have seen their old Pifco 9-inch desk fan, model 1001. That's also an incredibly special one, but they've still got that one. I'm not sure when I'm going to be getting it. And so, yeah. So here's one of their old fans they gave to me. The reason why they gave me their old PMS 6-inch here was because they didn't want it anymore. They didn't like toss it out as such, but they did. They just didn't want it anymore. It wasn't the fact that they didn't want it anymore. It was quite a fair point. They didn't need it anymore. So yeah, they gave it to me because they knew I'd like to have it, and yeah, I thought, yeah, why not? As it's from a family member, I thought, yeah, why not? I'll have it, and I'll keep it for the collection. And it's quite a special fan as well. So I've got a story here. So my nan and granddad had this PMS 6-inch way back in like sort of early 90s. They had it, and they had it from new, and they had it like sort of in the mid 90s. Like I kind of forget the year for this. It's like 1994, 1993, 1995. I think for this fan it's more like 1993. More like 1993 for this one. And so yeah. Yeah, it's quite a rare fan now. They're not very easy to come by. And so yeah, I've got a story here. So my nan and granddad had this way back in like the mid 90s, like 93, 94 they had it. And they'd had it, they had it from then, they had it from new, and they used to use it as like their portable compact fan. So one of them would use it. I still remember like into the 2000s. I still remember like into the 2000s. My nana used to use this in her kitchen for she used to use this in her kitchen for whenever I went round to hers and I had dinner there. She used to, like in the hot summer, she used to have this in her kitchen, and she just had it. She just generally had it sat on the worktop, keeping her cool. And my granddad used to use this as well. I think my granddad used to use this to keep him and his personal space cool in the living room. And I also think that my granddad used to use this for and I think as far as I remember, I think my granddad also used to use it like when he was doing work on his laptop. He used to use this when he was sat at the dining room, when he used to sit at the dining room table and work on his laptop. He used to use this fan as well. And generally otherwise else it's just a spare fan. So yeah, it is quite a special fan. My nan and granddad both used to use it. Sometimes it was my nana that used it. Sometimes it was my granddad that used it. So yeah, so they've still got the Pifco. Yeah, as I said, I'm not sure when I'm getting it. I do not know. But for now, they might want to keep it. But for now, we've got the PMS. And so, yeah, so basically, yeah, so it's just one that they'd had for a really long time. And I remember this fan quite well. Like, I used to, when I was little, I used to play with this fan, I did. Yeah, when I was little. It's just some really lovely memories. I remember playing with this. This was one of the fans I played with. Sometimes when I've been really good, which obviously mostly I was, they used to let me have a fan out, and they used to throw in a few more fans, but there's one I'm not sure if they've still got, and there's one they definitely don't have anymore because my granddad told me that he had to chuck it out as something was wrong with it. So they used to have a little digital mini tower fan that was from the old shop Focus DIY. So from Focus DIY, my nan and granddad used to have a Focus DIY mini tower fan. But I'm not sure if they've still got that one. Again, it's one I'd love to have. Because Focus DIY is my childhood hardware and home shop. Because Focus DIY we don't have anymore in the UK. And also they used to have a 2000s Home Tech square fan by the brand name Home Tech, so as in home technology. That Home Tech square fan was the one my granddad had to chuck out because there was something wrong with it. I think it just went all, it was just getting so old, and it just had a lot of use over the years because it was quite a powerful fan. The Pifco has had a lot of use over the years, and this PMS has as well. Yes, the only fan my nan and granddad have still got of one of their old ones is virtually the only fan they've got is the Pifco, which at the moment I'm not sure if I'm going to get. Like, not yet anyway. Maybe once I've got a new one, they'll probably give it to me. And so yeah, so this PMS 6-inch it's just another special fan generally. And generally it just used to be stored away like when the summer had ended. So it was back in February 2023 that I got it off my nan and granddad. They gave it to me. And this is what my nana did for me. So I was spending the day with them. So I started on YouTube in November 2023. So I started in November 2023. And I got this fan in February 2023. So so this is what my nana did back in February 2023. So after when she said I could take this one, and so this is what she did. So yeah, so she because I'd not seen this fan for a little while, and as I said, it was a spare one, so it might have just been stored away. So yes, generally all I can basically tell you about the story about this is that it was just generally just a spare fan, but occasionally my nan and granddad used it. I've used this one in the past. And yeah. So so it's just generally a spare one. Sometimes my nana used it, sometimes my granddad used it, sometimes it was just stored away in the loft. This did come out most summers. This did come out, and as far as I remember, it did. So anyway, this is what my nana did for me. So the day that I was allowed to take it, that she said that I could take it that day. So what she did was that so she went up into her loft. So she went up into her loft, because up in the loft was where this PMS was stored away. It was stored away with the Pifco, as a matter of fact. So yeah, so my nana went up into the loft. She went up into her loft to get this out for me. And once she'd got it, I took it and I actually removed the front grille on it, because the blades were quite dirty and it needed a little clean. So I just generally took it, that's all. And so yeah, so basically it was just basically one that been stored away in the loft for a little while. And yeah, and bless her, she told me she had to move the Pifco out of the way to get this, because I think this was sat in a box. And I thought, well, bless my dear Nana, she had to move the Pifco 9-inch out of the way to get this, because this was in a box and the Pifco was sort of in the way, so she moved the Pifco out of the way and got this. And so yeah, so let's turn it to the side. Here's the side for you, back for you, and the other side. And so yeah, so anyway, so yeah, so it's not a bad fan in many ways. It's actually okay. It's built quality. It's actually quite well built, actually. Plastic and metal, I would say, is positively good. Like, really, really strong. The blades, I think the blades are pretty strong as well. It's got a good carry handle. Again, quality of the base is pretty good as well. At some point, like a later date, I'll have a video coming out of this PMS and I will show you guys how to remove the front grille on it. I'll have one video of me completely disassembling it. Well, when I say completely disassembling, I mean just the front grille, because the blades I couldn't get off, because I think they're stuck on. I think originally they would have come off. Now when the fan was a bit newer, it's quite an old fan now. Because they go into sort of situation if they're not taken off. If the blades, for example on this, if the blades haven't been taken apart, or sorry, taken off for an incredibly long time, like a good 15, 16 years or so, they've not been taken off. It depends what sort of state they've been stored away in. They sometimes the back of the blades where it attaches onto the motor spindle sometimes go quite stiff, so you have to use a special tool to get the blades off. There's a couple of fans in my collection that are suffering from that at the moment, but it will get dealt with. And yeah, this is one of the fans that's suffering from that, with the blades stiffened onto the motor spindle. And so yeah, so anyway, so I think that's all I wanted to say. It's quite a special 6-inch desk fan. It's not got a bad length of mains cord, and it's got an alright plug as well. It's just got an older plug. And so yeah, so sorry, I'll just mention again. Yeah, so I think that's all I wanted to say. It's quite a special. It's quite a special 6-inch desk fan to me. And so yeah, so let's see in action. Here we go.